Hi everyone, it's Danielle. I just want to clarify incidents that had happened in December in that last year, and to clarify the safety markers and to clarify everything. And a lot of this is leading to me being upset and everything. I would like to say that I would like to say that everything in December was misinterpreted, and I had no intention of going into Blacketts with a knife. I wouldn't do that. Why? Why would I want to harm Dr. Green? She's amazing. She's kind. She's gentle. She's considerate. She's the best doctor that I've ever had, and I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to do that. And I was scared because I wanted to get perfect for her, and I wanted to get things perfect for her, and I wanted to be perfect for her, and because I couldn't get it perfect because of a misunderstanding with the manager Sarah, I hyperfixated, and I had dreams of wanting to harm myself at Blacketts, and in the dream I'd woke up even before I'd gone into the practice. I want to clarify now that I I would never want to harm Dr. Green. Dr. Green's more in danger of me giving her a big massive hug and squeezing her too tight and than me actually harming her. Dr. Green is the regulation valve that I'd never had before. I would never want to harm Dr. Green. I do admit that I have been into the practice with sharps before, but that was to dispose of them. And I told the staff, and to dispose of them for me. I, I, I really like working with Dr. Green. I would tell a lie if I say that Dr. Green was the best doctor that I've worked with. And she is, but she's also the best professional that I've worked with as well. And I, the only time that I would have gone to Blacketts with a knife or with a box of knives would be if I wanted them to dispose of them. And even then, they would be wrapped up and made safe. I have, even when my mental health's been bad in the past, I've phoned the police station and no, went to the police station and spoke to a sergeant called David Littlefair. No relation to me, but he sent officers round. He'd sent a Jason Tennant round, and they'd came and took the items off me on my own will. I do admit that that on the 23rd of December I was arrested at Middlesbrough for having knives, but not on the 22nd of December I was arrested at Redcar, for having knives, but that was because I was speaking to my mental health nurse on Teams that day, and I'm not going to say what it was about or what it involved, but basically it led to the police coming and seizing my own kitchen knives off me. The police took them off me. However, it was Christmas and I didn't know if I was getting friends, family over, and friends and family over, and I'd went out and bought some more temporary cheap ones. I'd put them in my case, and I didn't have the receipt. I'd taken them out of the packaging as well for some silly reason. I don't know why. And I think it was just to get a bit more room in my shopping. And I'd ran the crisis team because I was suicidal. And I ran the crisis team because I was suicidal. And I did go out that day to buy tablets to overdose and that with again. And the police seized them off me, arrested them off me. But genuinely, I had the thoughts of wanting to self-harm there with I had the thoughts of wanting to self-harm, and I did. I had the thoughts of wanting to self-harm and everything like that. But the reason why I bought the knives, the reason why I bought the knives was to replace the ones that had been seized that day. And the police did take me to a mental health facility under a 3-6 or a 136 or whatever the criteria is, under a detention and that kind of thing, because I didn't want to speak to the crisis team. The reason why I don't like speaking to the crisis team, and that sometimes is the fact that I've had problems with them before. If I go into a mental health facility and everything and speak to them and tell them, look, I've got thoughts of overdose and I've got thoughts of this, this and this, they're like, 9 times out of 10, it's personal choice. It's personal choice. It's personal choice. It's personal choice. It's behavioural, not mental health. I did, and when I spoke to mental health services that night, it did. My expectations were correct, and they didn't deal with me the in the way that they were supposed to. That said it was behavioural. I went out and had thoughts of jumping in front of a car and that again. I told them that I was going to self-harm. I told the police that I was going to self-harm, and told mental health services that I was going to self-harm, and they told the police that it was behavioural, and police threatened to arrest me and that kind of thing. I was taken to North Tees I was taken to North Tees to see the mental health team there, and in hospital I'd eaten a key, and the next day it had to be surgically removed. And to clarify, I wouldn't, hand on heart, go out in public to self-harm with a knife. I wouldn't want to hurt Dr. Green or anyone at Blacketts for the knife. In fact, as I've said before, I would like, the only danger that Dr. Green is in is me giving her a huge hug and squeezing her too tight, trying to apologise and trying to repair the relationship. Or in the past, I gave her a little bit of a hug when I said I got my driving licence back. No, when they said they were supporting me get my driving licence back. That's the only danger that Dr. Green is in, is is in from me is the fact that I'd want to give her a hug and possibly squeeze her too tight. I would not go into Blacketts with knives and an intention of self-harm. I might have taken the knives to Blacketts and asked if Dr. Green could dispose of them, if she could have disposed of them, because of the thoughts that I had to self-harm. But even then, I would have asked Blacketts if it was okay for me to do it when I had the sharps and I wanted to dispose of them. I'd ask them if it was okay to bring them in to do it. If I did take knives in to dispose of, they'd be wrapped up, they'd be safe. But I'd run the doctors today. They're saying that them incidents last year and that show that I'm a danger. And that incident that they were referring to about the arresting Rick and everything, that wasn't related to the reasons that had put me on SAS. That was the distress that I'd had. That had been the distress that I had of finding out that I'd lost the most amazing, gentle, compassionate doctor that I'd ever had. And I'd do anything that I can to try to get Dr. Green back. I would. I want to repair that relationship more than anything. Out of all the relationships that I've had, out of all the misunderstandings that I've had, out of all the professionals that I've worked with, out of all the personal relationships that I've had, Dr. Green is at the top of the list. Dr. Green's at the bottom of the list for me wanting to harm or wanting to self-harm in front of. Dr. Green's at the top of my list for giving a big massive hug to. And Dr. Green's at the top of my list for making me smile. Dr. Green's at the top of my list for being calm, for being patient, for being understanding, for being softly spoken. And the incidents that got me arrested in Morrison at Redcar were to do with me wanting to self-harm and me feeling suicidal. They arrested me because of the knives that I had, but I bought the knives. I bought the knives because it was Christmas and I didn't know if I was having family over the holidays, which I didn't anyway. But I had family over. I thought I was having family over, and I went and bought a cheap set, and I didn't have the receipt. So the lesson from there is that I'd need a receipt, and I want to make it clear that people are saying that shows that I'm a danger. That shows that I'm a danger. I felt like with my intrusive thoughts and that, I feel like I'm going to self-harm. I feel like I'm going to slit my throat open. But hand on heart, what is it I do in public? In public, if I was to self-harm, or in general, what do I do with self-harm? I bang my head on the wall. I eat needles. I eat glass. I eat razor blades. I eat forkheads. I eat used needles. I eat glass. I eat forkheads. I eat nuts, bolts, screws, nails. I overdose, and that's what got me sectioned. I don't cut. I might have the thoughts and feelings there, and I try to tell people that I've got the thoughts and feelings there to cut, to harm, but generally I don't. Also, I've eaten a watch before, and I genuinely, I wouldn't harm in public with a knife. I wouldn't harm in public with a knife. People saying that it's not a misunderstanding, that it's not a misunderstanding, that the records show that I'm a danger. The records are incorrect with my communication needs for the autism. I would not harm Dr. Green. I would not harm anyone at Blacketts. I would not have harmed myself in front of Dr. Green. I wouldn't have. I, I am being honest here. Out of all of the professionals that I've worked with, I never, out of everyone that I've worked with before, and everyone that has been involved in my care, doctors, nurses, when I was under Dr. Green's care and her being the main lead, Dr. Green was the first person that that I'd never self-harmed, or that I'd never self-harmed whilst I was open to a care. Dr. Green was Dr. I never self-harmed whilst I was under Dr. Green's care. I never did that. And Dr. Green was the first professional that I did, that I'd worked with. And Dr. Green was the first professional that I'd worked with that I'd never done that before. Dr. Green never seen me swear. Dr. Green had never seen me in a full-blown crisis. She'd seen me a little bit teary when they said that she was going to support me get my license back, and she'd never seen me in a full-blown crisis before. She'd heard about it, but I never wanted to harm in front of Dr. Green. I never wanted to self-harm in front of Dr. Green. When I had the intrusive thoughts, all of that started because I felt upset. I felt shaken up. I felt upset. I felt shaken up because I couldn't get things perfect for her. Dr. Green was definitely the first professional that gave me that drive and that willpower and that determination to be perfect, to please. And it's like, I wanted to get things perfect for Dr. Green because I wanted to celebrate the end of the year together and say to her that we've been working together over a year, and I've finally got it right. I finally got it right. I finally got it right. I've had no ambulances, no welfare calls, and I'd do anything to 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 take it all back. I would. Dr. Green, I knew on the Monday what Dr. Green would be saying to me. I knew on the Monday what Dr. Green would be saying to me. She'd be telling me that it was making me ill, that it was making me ill, and I needed to discuss it with her first. And I knew, but I was scared of that. I'd scared that I'd let her down. I was scared that I'd let her down. I was scared that I'd let her down. And I hyperfixated on that, and then that's when I got the dreams of self-harming in front of her, or waking up. I'd woke up before I'd even got into the practice, but them dreams scared me because them green dreams scared me because I didn't want to have thought. I didn't want to have dreams about self-harming it. the first place that I really felt safe or self-harming in front of my favourite doctor. And I mean that. She, she is my favourite doctor. She's more like a guardian angel than a doctor, and she's like an angel that came down from heaven when I needed one most. She used to make me smile. She she always brought a tear to me to my she always brought a smile to my face, and she was very softly spoken and did the boundaries with me in a calm, understanding way. She was the first professional that I'd work with that wanted to get to know me through my communication reports, through my communication needs. She took them seriously, and she she took them seriously. She she based the communication style on me. She wanted to know if there was a problem, why there was a problem. I never once felt scared of Dr. Green out of all the professionals that I'd had, out of all the doctors. There were males and they were very intimidating. I felt like I had to be someone other than myself. I felt like they were trying to bully me, manipulate me. But with Dr. Green, I was scared. I was scared because I didn't want to say anything to her that had upset her. I didn't want to say anything to her that had upset her. I didn't want to say anything that had upset her, that that had upset her, that had crossed boundaries too far. And I mean that. I mean that. Dr. Green Dr. Green was more than a doctor to me. She was a super doctor. She gave me space. She wanted to understand me. The care that she gave me was the most magical, most meaningful, most therapeutic relationship that I'd ever had with a doctor or professional relationship. It was more powerful than anything that I could have imagined, anything that I could have worked for. Do I'd do anything to turn back the clock to try to get her to understand, but I'd do anything. I would. I know for the fact that if I do get her back again and I'm going to be emotional seeing her again, I'll be emotional and it'll be the most emotional that I've ever been with a doctor. But I won't be scared to show Dr. Green that. I want her to see how much the care means to me, how much she means to me, and I want to show how sorry I am. And I just want to clarify that I never go out purposely with a knife to self-harm. Them dreams scared me on the day of the event because Dr. Green is at the very, very bottom of my list for who I'd do that in front of. Natalie, my CPN, might be at the top of my list sometimes for who would want to kill, but that's a different story, and that was a joke. That was a joke. I do appreciate Natalie. I do appreciate Natalie, and she has put up with a lot. She has generally put up with a lot this year, and things have been a little bit frustrated between me, Natalie, and my care team. But that was a joke. That was a joke. But yeah, but yeah, it's just want a chance to be able to repair everything. But thank you. Bye.